Hi guys, welcome back to our book club with the fantastic frame Danger Tiger Crossing. Today we're going to read chapter 2 and hopefully you're just as excited as I am to find out who it was that was touching Tiger's shoulder that scared him and had him fall right off the lawn chair. We don't know who it is or what it is, but we know that he was looking over the fence and saw an orange pig, so he was a little bit afraid to find out what's behind him. So let's read chapter 2, starts on page 14. I stayed perfectly still with my face planted in the grass. I hoped that whatever it was would just go away, but it didn't. "You can look up now," a voice said. "I'm not that scary." I uncovered my eyes and saw a girl about my own age. That was a relief. She had long black hair and was wearing a crazy-looking hat made out of bird feathers. "I'm Luna," she said. That means moon in Spanish. "I'm Tiger," I answered. That means tiger in English. "You're funny," she said with a laugh. "Do you like my hat? I made it myself." "It's very, feathery," I said, pulling myself to my feet. "After you finished it, there must have been a lot of bald birds around here." She laughed again. "I collect feathers and lots of other things too. Buttons and seashells and shiny pennies. I keep all my stuff in my magic cave. You can come see it if you want." "You have your own cave?" "Sort of," Luna said. "It's really my bedroom. We live upstairs from you. That's my window, the one with the purple curtains. I think purple is the coolest color, don't you?" My mom had mentioned that a family named Lopez lived in the apartment upstairs, but she'd never said anything about a bird girl who was also a major blabberhead, meaning she talks a lot. "I can tell you all about our street," Luna was saying. "Like the ice cream truck comes Saturday at 2 o'clock. You just missed it. I like lime popsicles best. I just had one, but it melted in my hand before I could finish it." That explained the cold, sticky hand. But it didn't explain the talking orange pig. I had to know more. "Luna," I began very carefully, "do you ever see any strange creatures around here?" "Sure. The other day I found a really hairy caterpillar eating an avocado that fell off the tree. It's pretty strange that caterpillars like guacamole, don't you think? And Mrs. Hoskins across the street has a parrot named Smarty Pants who can say the alphabet all the way up to Q." "Anything even weirder than that?" I asked. "Anything like, let's say, in the pig family?" Luna looked very surprised. She got close to me, so close that some of her feathers brushed my face. "You mean you saw it?" she whispered. "The talking orange pig?" I nodded. "His name is Chives." "He's never told me his name," she said. "I've only seen him a few times. When he sees me, he runs back into the house. He lives there, next door to us. Yes, with Viola Dots. She's really old and has lived in that house for like 50 years. Nobody on the street has ever seen her. She never comes outside." "Not ever?" Luna shook her head. "Once a week, someone from the store comes to deliver groceries. They ring the doorbell and leave them on the front porch. My mom says I have to stay away from there." "Did you tell your mom about the orange pig?" I asked her. "I told my grandma. She watches me during the day when my mom is at school." "And did your grandma call the police? Or the zoo? Or the weird animal patrol?" "No. She's from Mexico and her English isn't very good. But somebody has to report this," I said. "We can't just let talking pigs run loose in the neighborhood." "He doesn't run loose," Luna said. "He stays inside. My grandmother says that you shouldn't bother things that don't bother you. So I've never told anyone else." I started to pace back and forth on the grass. My head was spinning with everything I had seen and heard. Part of me felt scared. It's creepy to move into a house next to a talking pig and a crazy old lady who no one has seen in 50 years. But part of me also felt curious. The same kind of curious I get when I take something apart to see how it works. I just have to know the answer. "Luna," I said, "do you think we could get a look inside the house?" "I've tried," she said. All the windows are covered with thick curtains. You can't see anything. You can't see a thing. What about the front door? I asked. I told you. They don't answer the doorbell. Have you ever tried? No. Well, I'm going to, I said. Tiger, they won't open the door. And even if they do, you have no idea what you'll find inside there. People say Viola Dots is mean and crazy. Thanks for the warning, Luna. I'll let you know what I find. I ran along the side of the house until I came to the sidewalk. I hid behind some bushes and studied Viola Dots' house. It must have been blue at one time, but most of the paint had chipped off. The front door was covered with spider webs. At the top of the house was a round tower with a little window. I stared up at it. Was that an eye I saw looking back at me? My heart beat a little faster. The eye disappeared, and then I felt it again, a cold hand on my shoulder. This time, I knew who it was. It smelled like limes. I'm coming with you, Luna whispered in my ear. Together, we crouched down low and crept to the front of the house. Can you picture it? Them crouching down and sneaking up to the front of the house? Look at the picture of that house. I don't know that I would be brave enough to go ring that doorbell. Slowly, I pushed open the creaky gate. Then we headed up the path that was overgrown with weeds. When we reached the front door, I turned to Luna. This is your last chance to leave, I warned her. I'm in if you're in, she answered. With a shaky hand, I reached up and rang the doorbell. And again, we're left with the mystery of what will happen next. That's the end of chapter 2. And here they are, Tiger and Luna, about to go and see if they can find out what's going on inside the house next door. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.